Welcome back to Film Snob HQ. We are still on the road to Avengers Doomsday. We watched Iron Man last time. We're officially in the MCU. And next up is The Incredible Hulk. 2008's film starring Edward Norton, Liv Tyler, William Hurt, Tim Roth. Forgot his name for a second. And look, I was very kind to the 2003 Incredible Hulk film. I really do like it. I think it's really underrated. But this is pretty much a masterpiece. It's a really great flick. It's not that long either. It's only about an hour 45. It's quite a short flick, especially considering the length of these Marvel films lately. It's not an origin story. It's not a sequel to the Eric Bana one. It's kind of its own thing. All the origins is covered in the opening credits. And then we jump to, I think it's Portugal, if I'm right. That he's learning Portuguese, and Bruce Banner is on the run. And one thing they did that was really nice about this flick is they would always kind of start the chapters of the film with a countdown and see how many days he'd gone without a transformation. It was like days without incident. So the beginning of the film, it's been, over like 6 months since he's turned into the Hulk. And then inevitably something happens. He, becomes the Hulk, and the countdown goes to 0 and it keeps clocking up again. So that was a really fun little feature they put in that I really like. Edward Norton is fantastic as Bruce Banner. It's a real shame we didn't get more of him. No disrespect to Mark Ruffalo. I love him as Bruce as well, but I would love to have seen this version of the Hulk more. This is a really brutal Hulk. Just look at him. Like, that is a rage monster. We don't really get the rage monster in the future. Like, the Hulk becomes more and more kind of timid and balanced, which is fine. Characters need growth, but I would have loved to see a bit more of this version of the Hulk. Liv Tyler is great as Betty Ross. William Hurt is Thunderbolt Ross, and we get him for a couple more movies. We see him again in Civil War and Infinity War for a little bit as well. And then recast as Harrison Ford after, sadly, William Hurt passed away. Tim Roth as the Abomination is fantastic. I really like him. We've also got Tim Blake Nelson as Samuel Stearns, who would come back later in Brave New World as the leader. And we have, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. He's a really, really wonderful actor. I'm so sorry that I've forgotten. But the scientist in this film goes on to be Peter Parker's teacher in Spider-Man Homecoming and that whole trilogy. So pretty much follows Bruce on his slow trek back to America so he can try and cure his illness. He feels that by working with Samuel Stearns, they can cure the radiation poisoning that's within his veins and stop him from transforming. But unfortunately, the Hulk is too powerful, and he ultimately has to have a showdown with the Abomination because Tim Roth's character is obsessed with becoming more powerful and being younger, and he takes a kind of bastardized version of the gamma radiation. And that's the whole plot. You don't need to watch the film now. Watch it. It's really good. It's also a lot darker. Iron Man was quite dark, a lot darker than I remembered, and this is a really dark film. So when people say the Marvel films are very light and cutesy, like, yeah, they are fun and light, but these early ones, the Paramount and Universal produced ones, are definitely a lot darker. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out. It's really good. If you have seen it, watch it again. Oh my goodness, it's so much fun. But that's it. Do I think anyone from this film will show up in Secret Wars or Doomsday? I think we might get the leader. In his post-credit sequence in Brave New World, and I'm getting ahead of myself, he was teasing the kind of coming of Doom. So we might get the leader. We've had the Abomination show up a few times, so I wouldn't be surprised if he makes an appearance in one of those two films. I don't know if Edward Norton's coming back. Liv Tyler came back as well. So we've got a lot of the support characters coming. In a world where we're getting multiple Hulks, I would love Edward Norton's Hulk to show up. It comes down to whether he wants to work with Disney. But I think the more Hulks, the better. So yeah. Next up is Punisher Warzone.